Welcome to video 3. Here we are going to distribute fractions into expressions. So we're going to have negative 2/3 of 2x minus 3. I'm also going to do this problem here and this one here. You can check those out. If you're interested in those, you can hang around. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the first one. We have a negative times a negative because we're going to distribute, we're going to multiply those two terms. We're going to multiply those two terms. Let's also show you a model of what that looks like on the right. In this case, negative times negative is going to be positive, and 2/3 times 2x. We know that's going to be positive, so we'll do that later. This negative times that negative will give us a positive as well, and we'll have 2/3 of 3. Looking at this left expression here, or the left term, we have 4x over 3. And we also have here these threes canceling out to form a fancy one, leaving us 4x thirds plus 3. Here's what a picture might look like, and I'm going to take out the negatives on this, but let's have 2/3 of 2x minus 3. This is 2x, and this is the negative 3 right here. I'm filling them in because they're negatives. And we want 2/3 of that. So to get 2/3 of that, we'll break this whole thing into 2/3. And 2/3 of this was going to be this much right here. And what is 2/3? Well, it's 1/3, another third, and 3/3 of 1, plus another third. That's 4/3 of x. This was x. And we took 4/3 of those, and we also took 2 of the negative ones. And so this right here is 4x plus 3, 4x thirds plus 2. And this was in picture format. We'll have to do a better job on that explanation at some other time. Over here, let's continue with this next expression, which is 3/5 of 5x. We're going to multiply here, and we're going to multiply here. So 3/5 of 5x, that's positive, because that positive times this positive is just going to create a positive product. For the second term, this positive and this negative will give us a negative product. And then we'll have 3/5 of 5/6. These 5s are going to cancel out, making a fancy form of 1, giving us a product of 3x for this first term. Minus this 5 and this 5 will also cancel out, and this 3 and 6 can be reduced as well. I'm going to make this 6 into a 2, 3. I can do that because 2 and 3 are the factors of 6. That's going to allow me to cancel out or reduce out these 3's right here, and leaving us only with this sole 2. And the final product of all this mess is 1/2. There's a 1, invisible 1 up top. All the other factors were canceled out, but a 1 was left up top. And in the denominator, a 2 was left. And so this has a result of 3x minus 1/2, which could also be written as negative 1/2 plus 3x, in case we wanted to write it that way for some reason. 3x minus 1/2 or negative 1/2 plus 3x. In this last expression, we have 3 terms that are being multiplied by this first negative 3/5. So once, twice, and 3 times. Let's look at our negative positive sign for the first 2 terms, and that's going to give us a negative. And that's 3/5 times 2x. The next term is going to be a negative times a negative, which is going to result in a positive. I've already taken care of that. I don't have to worry about that in a calculator, or I don't have to worry about it anymore. Negative and negative is positive, I'm done. Negative and positive here will give us a negative. And then 3/5 of 5y. Let's look out for some cancellations. In the first term, there are no cancellations, so we can just go ahead and give that a negative 6x over 5. In the next term, I see the 3 and 3 cancel out. A fancy form of 1 is what I like to say. And that's 7 over 5. and we knew that that was positive, so positive 7/5. And lastly, we have a negative times a positive. We know that's going to be negative. This 5 and this 5 are going to cancel out, and 3y is what's left behind. Somebody might want to change that around and write it in x, y, and then constant. So we can do that, and our result will be negative 6x over 5 plus, let me start over, I'm sorry, negative 6x fifths minus 3y plus 7/5. And this will be our final product of this distribution of this term times this term will give you this final product. Hope you got something out of the video. That was about 6 minutes. If you want other topics, you can email me here at ariasrick@hotmail.com, and I'll try to make the video lickety split. Thank you very much for your time, and have a good night.